So my name is Ylian, and in the past I've used blogging at Intel a lot. Usually I try to make it a point to blog twice a week. That's usually what I do. And it's helped my career in many different ways. First of all, it got me a lot of visibility that I didn't have before. Visibility inside the company and outside the company. I've gone from being just an engineer that would code in the back to somebody who's perceived as influential in the community and at Intel. You know, now I can cross people in the corridor, and people who maybe don't write little comments in the blog, underneath the blogs, will come in the corridor and say, hey, I've read your blog, I've seen your tutorial videos, I've seen what you've done, and you've now perceived by other people, you're perceived as being an influencer, somebody who has, you know, a following at Intel. You know, there's a lot of opinions out there. There's lots of blogs throughout the internet that kind of post opinions a lot. And so you don't distinguish yourself with opinions, because there's a lot of opinions everywhere. Where I thought I had a lot of value is with technical content. Because I was in a position where I coded my own software, I actually coded day to day. When I found code problems, code issues, and so on, I could post on it and actually have a lot of technical, you know, depth to my blog. So I think that's where I distinguish myself from other blogs inside Intel. But I don't think that, even if you don't have technical content, if you have valid opinions or stuff, you shouldn't be discouraged from blogging just because you don't have that in-depth technical content. You probably still have a story to tell. You probably still have interactions with other users. But if you do have technical content, that's probably the best way to go, is to go technical. What I found is that if you blog in a very personal way, people tend to react and to comment back in a very personal way. And so it improves the interaction between you and the community. You get other people involved in the project. In the past, we've kind of been building these products and not having a direct feedback with the community. With blogging, what you can do is get other people outside of Intel, people interested in your product, using it, giving you feedback right away, and you can react to that feedback immediately. In general, one of the things I've learned is that instead of, as engineers, we usually take advanced features and put them into products, things that are cool and, you know, that are tricky. And what the feedback from users have been is, make the simple stuff work well. Make your menus clear, drag and drop, you know, quick keys. Make it so that it all works really nice and crisp. And just make the simple things work. Because very often when you build a product, you know, just 20 or 30% of the features will be used 80% of the time. And so what you want to do is focus on those. And what the blog's feedback have taught me is really focus on those little features, and they tell you, you know, can you make this quick key happen? Can you make the delete key work in this case? And so on and so forth. And I've been really happy to integrate that feedback, and it's really been the most useful. So just one last thing I have to say about blogging and social media at Intel. Historically, you know, when we go and advocate a new product or a new service, what we do is we use conferences, trade shows, and a lot of salespeople that go and visit the customer. And that's certainly one way to do it. The second way to do it that I actually prefer a lot more is kind of the open buffet. You go online and you put your product, your technology, video blogs, audio blogs, and so on and so forth. You put a buffet, basically a wealth of material online, and you let the customers come and at their own pace go through that material. It's much lower cost to Intel. It's much more scalable because you can reach so many more people. But also, it gives the opportunity for your customers, for your participants in the community, to become advocate for your technology. So now they're getting this information at their own pace, but they're turning around and selling your own product to other people, to other of their customers. So I think that's where really blogging and social networking has got the most power, scalability, but also turning people into advocates.